Hello, and welcome back to Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles. Welcome to episode 15, if I'm counting correctly. And today I have a project planned out that has to do with the barn, the one that's out there where I have all my animals and stuff. And we're going to try and do some stuff with that. But for the time being, I'm going to continue clearing out this area right here, as I probably will expand further into this valley. So we can see we made a lot of progress. All of this used to be, I think, a forest as well. So we're just going to keep clearing out all these trees, and then later, when I have the dirt, I'll flatten the area out as well. So let's start getting chopping. While I'm just chopping down trees in the background, I wanted to say, thank you guys so much for watching the videos and leaving your comments and leaving your likes and stuff. I really do appreciate it. It helps motivate me to keep going. Because like I said, this isn't like I'm not doing this full time or anything like that. I'm essentially just playing games on the weekend, recording them, doing some commentary, and putting it together just to share my progress and stuff. And it's been fun. I'm trying to focus on like balancing that with all my other responsibilities. Um, but like I said, I do appreciate the support and all the subscribers and stuff. And we're getting close to 200 subscribers, so I guess I should maybe think about doing something for that. But for right now, we're doing this Dungeons and Dragons and Space Shuttles, and there's a lot of content in this pack, so hopefully there's a lot of stuff to do, especially if I take time to do these frankly unnecessary but fun projects, such as building up this barn, and I do think you guys will enjoy the finished product once we have all our resources and we've built up this barn. I do think y'all will enjoy what it looks like. I just made a new bed to put in the factory only to realize that I already had one here. Okay. And with that last tree, I've cleared out essentially most of the area I'll be possibly building in the future. Think you guys will see a better view from over here. So yeah, we can have a before and after. But you can see, yeah, all these trees are in this little valley have gone away. All the ones that were on this little ridge, essentially. This little mountain right here, there's sheer cliffs, and then there's like this place down here, which is like another valley type area. So on the other side of that hill, the ground goes down. There's still trees there, but if I want to like flatten this out, although I might not want to make it completely flat. I might want to add some elevation, some parts that go up, some parts that go down, just so it's not super, I guess, flat or boring. Have something there, so all of that. So yeah, that's a good amount of wood. From a few different trees and a lot of saplings and seeds and flowers and stuff. Ignore the animal parts. I don't know how that got there. With the wood I was able to get, we now have a better supply of both logs and planks. I'm also putting stuff through the sawmill and pulverizers to get some sticks. Or sticks you have to make by hand, actually using saws actually. I got disoriented. The next thing that we're gonna do now that we have all these supplies is take a look at the barn and fix it up. Right now the barn is kind of like a the frame, generally the shape of what I want it to be, but I haven't actually done what I want to do, and I need to fill in that hole. That happened off camera. But with the use of little tiles, which I had this backpack stored away a while ago, these aren't that hard to make, but you have to wait until you get your first piece of, I think, platinum or cobalt. You have to wait until you get cobalt to be able to make all these things. So I'm gonna try my hand at doing something cool with this barn. So I'll come back and when I'm able to get something set up. I just got a very bad notification that the blood moon is rising. So let's barricade ourselves. And now we hide here like small children. Okay, I just went and stretched my legs a bit, and it says it's daytime. And indeed it is. Awesome. Cool. So hopefully this has melted up. Now I can get this. Then I'll get back on with the barn. Now, one thing I did notice about the barn is the one I had drawn up or prepped up in my test world, my creative test world. Um, it's done. They're both made with half blocks with slabs, but this one, the frame is on the outside of a block, and the one I set up in the creative world is on the inside. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about that. It might just end up I have to tear down the whole thing. All right, here I am with a little bit of an update. As you can see, I think you have the idea of what I'm trying to go for. I'm trying to go for that like classical big red barn that you see like in everything. So I've gone around and I've been able to lay on the inside the red slabs like this, and I'm going around the outside and taking away what's already there. The nice thing about using the little tiles mod is, first things first, tool durability is not a problem. I can chisel away as much as I need to, and I'm never losing durability when I do that. And also, other thing, the way I was able to make this red is by using this little color aspects. Whenever you pick a block, you can change the color of it as well. So this is just oak wood planks that I'm coloring red. Now, in order to do that, you need to have like enough dyes. So you can see red probably uses mostly this magenta stuff. So I threw in a bunch of red dye. I collect it from flowers and stuff. But yeah, so I'm getting the bottom of it set up, and now I gotta think about how to go about the rest of it. I think before I set up the frame and like the roof, I probably need to go ahead and do the upper floor as well. So I'll come back in a few when I have that done. While I was building, I remembered that I have this over here, and I got a seed for a quest recently. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant that because electrotine, not super hard to make, but if I can have a renewable resource via plants, then I'll definitely be doing that. I should clean that out at some point. All right, cool. Back to the barn. As you can see, I was able to get rid of the entire upper floor of the barn, but also now have all the bottom set up, and even have these little frames now. So I think now this will be better because I can have I can have a bit more. I can just come up with the shape. I kind of want to be like a big shape right here, like the main thing, and then that be like an extension. Kind of exactly how it was framed earlier, before. So yeah, so I'm gonna see how much more I can do. I'm sure I clear my inventory first. And I'm doing pretty good on resources on the dyes and those planks. So yeah, I'm doing pretty well on this stuff so far. And now the barn is starting to take shape. It already looks really good in my opinion. So we were able to get this second half going, and I got this like classic design. I've been looking at a few pictures of, I just like Googled red barn, and in case those of you are wondering how I'm doing these like clean sides, if you have the little chisel, you press whatever the config button is. For me, it's L. I'm not sure if that's default or not. You select what kind of pattern you're using, and if you hit slice, slice does this sort of like clean vertical slope type thing. You can see. And also with little tiles, you can do Control Z to undo stuff. So now I have the general idea of the shape of this upper part, and you can kind of see my idea here is have it sloping up like that. I now might do this on the other side of it, and then I'm going to figure out how to make the frame go. I also want the frame to be using slices so it's nice and smooth going up and down. Although I might, I'll see, I'll play around with it. Maybe I like the blocky texture more, so we'll see, but things are looking good so far, and I am excited with this project. Now to have this front side as a reference, I'm trying to do it on this back side. So part of the way of keeping things consistent is always having a good reference point. So you can see these dirt slabs, or these dirt blocks, are helping me count how far up I have to be going. Now, oh, you can see that some things are like half slabs and things, so I have to account for there being half slabs. So this slant right here goes from the edge of this red wall to the top of what is half a slab above this dirt block. So now with that, I'm going to select my chisel, make sure it's set to slice, and I'm going to look at this little preview. It might be a little hard to see, but you can see it, that it's facing the wrong way. I want the slope to face that way. You can use your arrow keys to change them. So now I've changed it to the correct direction. So I'm going to do the very outer corner right there. That's my first selection. Then I'm going to go all the way up to the top of this wall, down the inside, and that's how that works. And then we're going to do the same thing again. So this time it's this corner. My next reference point is inside of that block right there. In the inside corner. Yep. And now I'll just copy and paste the same, or do the same on the other side. Something else to point out is always make sure the area is cleared. Because if it's not cleared, I guess we'll show you an example of what happens if it's not cleared. If your area isn't cleared, sometimes it doesn't properly set. Like try and set something here. You now have filled in blocks, and now I have to like redo that. In some cases, if it's really bad, it'll really mess it up. So always try and make sure your areas are clear. Okay. Yep, and I do think that lines up with the other one. Alright, I'm going to fill them in and think about how I'm going to do the rest of like the sides. Oh, and here's another great feature I just thought about. I have this big rectangular area. So I'm going to go ahead and use chisel, go to box, and I'm going to select, oh, I keep doing that. I'm going to use the chisel fill in feature. I'm going to show you how this works, because it doesn't, if you're used to chisel and bits, this is very different, because there's something similar to this in chisel and bits, but it's restricted to that block, right? And I can go all the way over here and fill in the whole thing. So yeah, so this one definitely has more potential, more like power behind it. You can see something messed up right there. Let me try and get in there. Cool. Yeah, that works. Chisel and Bits is still a great mod. I think Chisel and Bits is more user-friendly. Probably because it's also a bit more simple in what it can do. But it's easier for people to like understand and use it. That's a weird lighting glitch. Versus this one is more advanced, I guess you can say. But there's more possibilities too, so it's a trade-off. There you go. You can see, yeah, there are some like lighting glitches that's happening here. So we now have the front, and the back done, looking like that. Now I want to use this white stone, which I think I'm using chalk as it. And I'm going to try and follow that same sort of sloping pattern. And then this way, something similar as well. So that's what I got to try and figure out now. It's looking really good, I think. Yeah, that's looking very nice. I tried my best to try and keep the thickness the same way as I went along. I think it gets a little bit skinnier as it goes to the top, but I don't think it's all that noticeable. Now, the tricky part is doing the exact same thing over on that side. So let's see how that ends up, how that goes. And thanks to the use of these recipe cards, I was able to copy and paste and then mirror it. If you're not sure how to mirror, if you press K on the keyboard, again, I'm not sure if that's default. You can look it up in your keybinds. You can mirror the recipe back and forth. So now, just from that one, I worked very hard to do. I copied it on all four sides. You can see from over here, same kind of thing. And yeah, looking very, very good. Now I have to figure out how to do the actual sides here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it out of the white stuff, like the that chalk as well, or give it a different kind of roof pattern. Also have to figure out this side here. So the progress. It doesn't feel slow for y'all. This video it probably isn't that long just yet, but it's been multiple. It's been essentially my whole morning trying to do this, but it is it's starting to come together exactly how I envisioned it. So that's really cool. I wanted to go over how I'm doing these borders because it took me a long time to figure out how to do them. And because it wasn't so intuitive, I guess I won't share what I'm doing. So I have, again, the slice thing selected. And for this one, I'm going to go from this corner right here. And I want to go... Nope. Yes? Yeah. Up to the top of this one. Like that. So that goes from the right there where this corner ends all the way down here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna break out all of the pieces that aren't sloped. So you can see when I highlight this one, the bounding box, you see this is one of the ones that has a slope on it. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. And I go through and I break all of these. And the reason I'm doing that is because now when I go and do the one that's upside down, it won't override, it won't go past these here. It won't continue to fill them in a sense. Sometimes it does if there's like full blocks. But now you can see we have that taken care of. Now I want to go back over here. Flip this upside down. And I think I was doing 4 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to wherever 4 down is. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Yep. So you can see it creates. It doesn't fill in the areas. We can do that using either the little saw or the chisel itself by using single blocks. You see it does this one little line here, but that's easy to get rid of. So now I have a little edge, which hopefully lines up with the one that's over there. Yeah, and it looks like the pattern's also the same, so I think I did the same thing. Cool. So I'm just going to confirm by running back and forth that these are the same, and then I'm going to fill them in using a combination of the little saw, which brings out a slice. You can see it brings out a slice. And then the little chisel using the box just to, like, fill things in. So yeah. Okay, I'll get back here in a second. Oh, actually, after you go to bed. I'm not sure if this is the quickest way of doing what I'm trying to do, but I did want to spend a little bit of time just showing you how, in essence, meticulous some of this can be. A little tedious to go through and fill this in, but I really want like the finished product of how it looks. Sometimes you just can't rush things, so if this is the way I gotta do it, this is how I'll do it. Maybe there is an easier way that I'm not sure about. But yeah, this is kind of how I've been doing everything up until now. So this is also why it like I said, it took me all morning to do that much. It doesn't look like a whole lot. It's 2 sides of a box essentially. But yeah, this is what I'm doing. And once I get done on this side, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same on that side. I'm not gonna bother trying to do the recipe this time. Oh, there's a piece I missed. So, yep, this is my life. Are you kidding me? A second blood moon in the same episode. I'm working on filling up the walls on the 2nd floor, and then I just got the notification that the blood moon's rising again. So we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. We're just gonna... Oh, it stuttered real hard. Oh no. We're good. Cool. And now I wait here. I'll put some stuff away. While I got you guys here, I ran out of food, so I'm grabbing all the food that's in here, like quest reward type stuff like this, the spider eye pie, you know, like this is not stuff I made. This is stuff that's been rewarded to me as quest rewards. But I did look at some other types of foods. One of the biggest problems is saturation. I think they nerf things. I'm not sure, but it's hard to find decent food that has a decent amount of saturation with it. These two right here seem pretty reasonable. The chicken one, um, I can farm most of that. Honey or sugar should be easy to come by. It's done in a skillet, so I don't need to worry about it like the tool losing durability or having to do it in the proper workbench. And ground chicken's kind of decent to get. I can put chicken in the pulverizer and get ground chicken, and I get like doubled my returns. This one though, this one might be the one I go because I think these are all things that we can plant, as long as I have the seeds. So these are all. This is like a fully like vegetable, technically vegan option. So this is easy to mass produce in a sense. Just farm a bunch of that, get that, maybe set up an automatic farmer, a farmer that would do all those for me. So that's one of the things I gotta be taking a look at as soon as I get this barn done. Ooh. Oh, look at them. Look at all those red dots. Those are all enemies that want to come and get me. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait here. Hopefully next time I come to you, the barn's gonna be done. I do think I made up my mind. I want to use this slate right here because this block right here is slate. I kind of like that texture right there. It kind of looks like shingles in a sense. I'm just not sure if I have enough of it at the moment. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And now we are done with the structure. So you can see the same frame you've been seeing, but now if I go off to the side, you can see the roof, and it looks really good. I'm gonna try and get a better vantage point. So yeah, so that rustic, was it slate blocks? Yeah, slate roof from the rustic mod looks really good as a roofing tile for this. So now we can see, man, it almost feels like it's like, I know it's Minecraft, like it has all those, you know, it's the same textures like as everything else, but with these angles, it just really is something a little bit more special. I still want to add some more stuff to it, like maybe windows or other types of framing. I went through on the inside, made atop all of this some slabs, some oak slabs. Upstairs is just red. It's the red room, I guess. But yeah, so I want to still like add a few things here and there, and maybe even, I know the little tiles, I can make custom doors, maybe a custom door for either side as well. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this has turned out, and I think for right now I'm gonna call it a day. I still need to make sure I can prioritize food next time. So I'll make a note to myself that I have to focus on setting up a farm for food. But so this is like one of the big projects I've been wanting to do for a long time. So now that that's out of the way, I can focus on other things. But man, it looks so good. I'm really excited. All right, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. This looks great. All right, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the efforts I put forth as much as I do. Like I said, I really like how this has turned out. Maybe there's a few tweaks I could have done here and there to make it look a little different, but I put forth a lot of time. Right now, this world is on day 117. So yeah, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the episode. Not sure how this is going to be cut together. That's not what I wanted. Oh well. So I will see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know you're enjoying the content. And I do hope that I will see you again in the next one. Goodbye.